Joining me now, entertainment reporter and television host Andrew Freund. Andrew, it's great to have you with us. First, I'm just curious, your overall take on what you saw a few hours ago when Jimmy Kimmel was back on the air.
You know, Erica, I guess my overall take was I wasn't expecting it to be as emotional as I thought it was going to be. And I also wasn't expecting it to be really kind of a battle cry for the First Amendment. It was overwhelmingly heartfelt. It also felt unifying. I heard in the SOP before that, the crowd said, it was deafening. People were cheering so loudly that their ears were ringing. I also heard that Jimmy Kimmel's parents were in the audience and his parents were crying. So it was an overly emotional night, but I think that he knocked it out of the park. He said what he needed to say. He, thanked his bosses at Disney. He also thanked a lot of the late night talk show hosts that had come to him over the past few days. And he even thanked his critics. He did a big thank you to Ted Cruz. He making a joke that, he's never thought that he would agree with Ted Cruz on something before. So I was very, very impressed with Kimmel. He knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, certainly a lot of people. It's interesting the number of people who in the past several days who certainly do not agree with Ted Cruz on much, if anything, coming out and really noting that this is a moment where there was unity. I wonder, too, when you look at that, when we saw a number of Republicans, for the first time, frankly, break ranks in many ways to come out and say, hey, hold on, this is a bridge too far. Does that signal to you at all that this is actually perhaps a shift in the way the country views free speech, views comedians, views what they see on TV, or is it more of a blip?
I think it could be a slight shift because, when we've all heard that Disney was pulling him off the air, it was palpable in this country. People went crazy because they were so up in arms about it. Even Mitch McConnell, said something about it. Joe Rogan, Candace Owens, like these people, Ben Shapiro, that you would never think would kind of come out about that. But I am hoping it's a shift in the right direction. So I think it's a little bit more than a blip, Erica. I think it might be the start of something big.
It's also impossible to ignore. There is the free speech part of it and the genuine outrage that a lot of people felt, which led to then the business part of this. And I'm not just talking about the business that certain companies are hoping to have done or to get the approval for, but the number of people who talked about Howard Stern. Cynthia Nixon was on with me yesterday. She, of course, posted a TikTok about canceling her Disney subscription. This was a big financial hit for ABC and for Disney.
Yeah, it's estimated that their market share value went down over $3 billion. I'm still not exactly sure what's the true figure and what's the media spin on that. But yes, they definitely did take a hit. And Jimmy Kimmel even made a joke tonight reading how people can reactivate their Disney Plus and Hulu accounts. So, he made some light of it. But yeah, Disney definitely did take a financial hit for sure.
Yeah, I did think that was a very funny moment for folks who didn't see it. He pulled out of his pocket and said that. Now, there is something that ABC asked me to air because there were questions about whether there would be any restrictions. And he said, how to reactivate your subscription. For those who were thinking there would be some restrictions rather on his speech, it seems to me that this would be a tough way for him to come back if he had to agree to any sort of conditions. So I wasn't surprised that there don't seem to be any. Were you?
I wasn't surprised at all. I think that Bob Iger and Dana Walden, who are running Disney right now, they know who Jimmy Kimmel is. He's done that show for over 20 years. They know how he operates. I also think from what I saw is he's a very rational and considerate man. And he's a company man, quite frankly. He's been a company man at that company for over 20 years. I don't think he's necessarily going to rock the boat if he has to, but he's also going to stay true to himself, true to the show. And that's exactly what he did.
All right. Well, we'll be watching. So this, of course, night one. We'll see what night two and beyond brings. Andrew, great to have you with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Erica.